It's May 22nd, and you all know what that means, or some of you might. It's Ash's birthday, and he's turning the wonderful age of years old. Hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and welcome to a discussion video that I'm doing. I know what you all are thinking, where the hell is Pokemon Crystal Episode 5 LP? Or some of you all might not be. But anyway, I made this video. I'm making this video because, yeah, like I said before, it's Ash Ketchum's birthday. Or at least that's what it states on the Bulbapedia page. If you look up Ash Ketchum and go to the bottom of in the trivia section, they've done some calculations and even asked the makers of the Pokemon anime, when is Ash's birthday? And they did a calculation based on like when the show began in Japan and what day Ash got his Pokemon license and when he turns 10 and when he starts his journey, to basically come up with the solution that Ash is 22. I mean, not Ash is 22, excuse me. Ash's birthday is on May 22nd. But with that said, and the people who make the anime giving Ash a concrete birthday, it raises the question that everybody has on their lips: how come Ash never ages? Or at least that's what people like to think. The thing about it is, Ash's age has been a thing that's been hitting the anime questionnaire for a long amount of time. A lot of people really want to know how old Ash is because Pokemon is one of the longest running animated series in the world, next to Case Closed or Detective Conan, with a whopping 800 episodes. And with the whopping 800 episodes, well, 800 episodes plus, a lot of people have that question on their lips: how old is Ash? And there have been several formulas used in order to calculate how old Ash is. However, Best Wishes throws us in for a disappointing move as to state that Ash is 10 years old. Now, there have been a lot of things in speculation based around the formula which makes Ash's age. There have actually been 3 formulas, or theories if you will, that calculate things up to where Ash should be age-wise. I'm sure Tamashi and Jay Witz have done videos about this as well, tackling the subject, but I want to go ahead and talk about it because I've watched the series since the beginning as well, and I want to talk about these methods as well. Now, one key thing that I've always paid attention to as far as Pokemon, because even when I was a little kid, I stopped and wondered how long is Pokemon running and when will Ash become older. Ash is 10, but like most anime characters, looks a lot older than his actual age. Can you sit there and believe that Ichigo Kurosaki is 15 at the beginning of Bleach? Look at him. But with that being said, Ash starts his Pokemon journey at age 10. They more than likely did this to make a balance between the preteen and the kid. That way, kids won't feel like they have to be teenagers in order to experience the world of Pokemon, while teenagers don't have to feel like they're too old to still be in the world of Pokemon. Honestly, I think age 12, 13, or 14 would have been a better age to start Ash off on, but 10 is fine, I guess. Honestly, to be perfectly blunt, 16 was probably the best route to go, but that would have made Ash too old for the child demographic. Red is actually 12 when his Pokemon journey begins, or at least 11 in the Pokemon Origin series. And in the manga, Red is 11 when he starts his journey. Ash is 10. Now, based on this, Ash has had several different development changes throughout the series. And what I mean by this is character design wise, he's looked different in each major clothes change. This is more than likely because of the fact that the animation style, color, and drawing style of Ash was getting better as the times go on. Since, the animated series is getting older and older and older, it needs to keep up with the modern style of anime. Not all anime characters look the same. Hell, look at Vegeta and Goku in the Dragon Ball Z series. Look at their older appearances and then look at their more modern appearances. You'll notice that their hair is actually getting shorter, which is weird. But anyway, back to Ash. Ash has had a grand total of about 5 changes, with him keeping his Kanto region outfit through both Kanto and Johto, as well as the Orange Islands if you want to count it. But more specifically, I want to pay attention to the Pokemon Movie 3 special, Pikachu and the Pichu Brothers. A lot of people say that movies aren't canon, so whatever happens in the movies don't really mean much, but I beg to differ. Considering that they're gonna put continuity into effect, and they might as well keep continuity into it. And movie 3 is one of my favorite Pokemon movies because it holds a lot of things that remain staple in the series in my mind. In the Pikachu short, Pikachu and the Pichu Brothers, Pikachu returns after the whole city calamity happening in the backyard with all of the other Pokemon. And when he does, Ash basically tells Pikachu that it's been 1 year since we've known each other, and they have a celebratory cake in order to commemorate this moment. 1 year. Ash started his Pokemon journey when he was 10, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm almost not mistaken, that also means that he had Pikachu for exactly 1 year, meaning that his birthday passed the day before he got Pikachu. Ash says, now that I'm finally 10, then goes to sleep, then wakes up and gets Pikachu. So being that said, his birthday happened the day before they celebrated Ash's 1 year 1 year anniversary with Pikachu, meaning that Ash is 11. And now that that's been stapled in, Ash is literally 11. And then the Best Wishes series goes ahead and resets him to 10. However, the narrator is the one to say this. Not Ash or any of the characters pointed out themselves. Some people argue that it could be a dubbing error, but I watched Best Wishes all through in Japanese with English subs, and the narrator says 10 on that one as well. So it's not really a dubbing error. But it is an issue that catches a lot of people off guard. Many of fans just choose to ignore this statement and come up with the region theory. The region theory basically states that since Ash was in the Johto region when he celebrated his 1 year anniversary with Pikachu, that means 1 year passed, and in the Johto region he's 11, which means in the Hoenn region he's 12, which means in the Sinnoh region he's 13, which means in the Unova region he's 14, and which means the Kalos region he's 15 years old, making Ash a solid age 15. It fits for his character, and it is not too far off. I mean, if you think about it, with each year passing, it's been a long time, and it's usually been about a bulk of time in which each region passes within the timeline of the anime. The region theory is probably one of the most solid and believable theories in the entire series because it makes the most sense. Ash's overall height, hair, and even his skin tone is reflecting on his age. If you notice in the Kanto and Johto series, he's actually a lot lighter. His skin tone is lighter, while in the Kalos region, his skin is clearly a darker tannish color, either representing that one, the animators want to make his skin color darker to show off more of his more fluid animations, or B, Ash becomes more darker because he's been exposed to sunlight more because he's been outside for most of his life. Another theory is the day theory, or the episode day theory. This theory basically states that every episode that happens in Pokemon, that's basically a filler episode, happens in 1 day. And then counting episodes in which 2 days can happen in 1 day, and then even counting 2-parter or even 3-parter episodes, like the Togepi pen epidemic that happened in the Hoenn region with Misty, which takes place in a To Be Continued, which is a 2-parter story, and then draws into that 1 day that happened. Basically, this means that any episodes that happen within 2 or 3 To Be Continues of each other that all happen within the same setting count as 1 day. Then crunching all of those episodes completely together, not accounting for every weekend, not accounting for weekends, of course, or accounting for weekends based on this theory, we can only assume that Ash would be about 14, maybe 13 in this situation because all of those days have been scrunched down. If you count 826 something episodes as a solid day, and then take into account the To Be Continued episodes that are lumped into within the series as well, then we can all confirm that 13, 14 is around the age that Ash would have to be. There have also been episodes, though, where 2 days can happen in 1 episode. For example, the battle Ash had with Lieutenant Surge, in which Pikachu took a 1 day rest, and then they battled Lieutenant Surge again within the same episode. Or you can even count the episode in which Ash battled Brock, in which the first day he battled Brock, lost, then challenged Brock yet again during the next day, which all happens and revolves around the same day. So, taking that into account, it would be safe to say that Ash is 14. Many of other people have used several other theories and have even stated that Ash could be a solid 16 years old. There's something about this series that also, the Kalos series, or the X and Y series, that makes Ash seem so much older. What's that again? Oh yeah, we made this joke several times before. Ash has teeth. Yeah. The addition of teeth given to Ash's overall character design makes Ash seem that much more older than he is in the series. But let's not just talk about facial-wise and overall body structure, height, weight, and all of that. What about personality? Has Ash gotten any older? Mature-wise? Well, let's see. One of the things that Ash did that was most memorable when he was a younger child was his hat. Everybody basically knows Ash for his iconic Pokemon League hat that he had to turn in the box tops for, that he beat Misty for. What I mean by this is that he turned in more box tops than Misty. Misty wanted that hat too, oddly. Now, taking this into account, Mankey actually takes Ash's hat, and Ash goes off as to climb up a tree instead of just letting Mankey go ahead and take the hat. Ash takes this in a very immature fashion, but later on when Apom goes and takes his hat in the Hoenn Saga, he doesn't mind it as much. And he even says that it feels weird without his hat. Some can argue that the hat that he had in the first and second seasons mean more than the hat that he has in the Hoenn region series, but his overall structure of taking the attitude towards a Pokemon taking his hat is more or less changed. The personality of Ash has seemed to be warped up a bit, while Ash seems to be more brash, immature, hot-headed, and quick to action without thinking in the original first and second series, and while he's still like that, even in the X and Y series, but does think it out a bit more. Ash would normally just have his Pokemon randomly attack, or just keep attacking with full force without much thought in previous battles, but in the previous X and Y series, he encourages Froakie in order to use a strategy in order to fight against Fletchling so that Ash can capture him, rather than just going head first and trying to battle it. Ash is taking strategy a lot more into account in the Diamond Pearl Best Wishes and X and Y series, and even in the Hoenn region series, he's shown to be more mature in terms of battle-wise. Whereas in the Kanto region, he was more hot-headed and just attacked with all force. There was never really a real concrete strategy in most of his moves until he got to the Johto region. So that's basically what we can say the most of about Ash in terms of battling. Romance-wise, Ash is still the oblivious trainer that he was at first. When it comes to a girl hitting on him, or a girl trying to seduce him or things like that, he still shows a very oblivious nature, and he's even shows oblivious nature towards other people's relationships, and more or less keeps his thoughts on Pokemon battling and Pokemon training. Let's list over the things that he's been accomplished throughout the series as well. In the beginning, with the Kanto region, Ash didn't really accomplish much. However, he did make it into the top 16 in the Kanto region. Later on during the series, he did win the championships of the Orange Islands. He made it into the top 8 in the Johto region. He made it into the top 8 in the Johto region, top 8 again in the Hoenn region, and then top 4 in the Sinnoh region. He made it to top 8 again, unfortunately, in the Unova region. And then in the Kalos region, he's seeming a lot more competent with his moves, but he's still too new in order for us to figure it out. With all of this being taken into account, let's look at some other things. He won several different Poke Triathlons, even the one where he had Ponyta, which evolved into Rapidash. Also, another one of his accomplishments being where he is most noticeable for his climbing. Another reason why I like Pokemon Movie 3 is that it takes into account that Ash knew Molly at some point, when they were both very little. And if you pay attention, while it is not the same design, Ash has the same colored shirt as he does when he was in the Pokemon Kanto camp with Serena, or Professor Oak's Pokemon camp. So that's a fun thing to noteworthy too. That's why I like to divulge into Serena and Ash's timeline in which the things happen, because it seems to revolve around all of what Molly went through as well in the Pokemon movie 3 area. So Ash's childhood, while not much known of, is prominent within the series. Even the person making the show stated that Ash may not see his father unless he's necessary toward the journey. But with that said, Ash is slowly but surely showing progression throughout the series. And he may not age like most people think of, but he has matured if you pay close attention to the 800 episodes of Pokemon. But with all of that being said, this was basically my video for Ash, so I'll see you all again, everybody. Happy birthday, Ash. Tyrone the God 3 out.